Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Okay guys, we're going to be seeing a video today. This is titled Why Europeans Think American Healthcare System is a Joke. Okay, Europeans actually think their healthcare system is a joke. So without further ado, please subscribe to the channel. Let's go find out why. All right.
All right, let's talk about a subject that gets a lot of people riled up. The American healthcare system. Yeah, that thing that a lot of Americans pay a lot for and still don't understand the full gist of. And if any of my fellow Americans have tried to explain their health insurance plan to anyone without crying, well, you deserve a medal. But you know what's really crazy? Despite all of this noise, Americans have collectively just stopped caring. And I wonder why. I mean, we complain, sure, but we've accepted this chaotic mess as normal. So today we're going to be diving into why that is in the US and how it compares to Germany and Europe as a whole, where healthcare actually seems to work. But before we get started, as always, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Let's start with some numbers, shall we? In the US, the average person spends about $12,000 a year on healthcare. That's literally more than double what Germans pay.
A lot.
But here's the kicker. Americans still have worse outcomes. We've got higher infant mortality, shorter life expectancy, and more people skipping the doctor because they simply can't afford it. Yeah, hello? Hello? Hi, yeah, I just wanted to know how much an x-ray exam would cost.
Great question. That'll be somewhere between $300 and your firstborn child.
And don't even get me started on surprise medical bills. It's like healthcare roulette. Like, will my insurance cover this, or am I bankrupt now? And this is where we need to dive very deeply into the privatized healthcare system. And exactly why a lot of people were showing overwhelming support for Luigi Maggioni. And if you don't know who that is the individual that took out the CEO of United Healthcare, a privatized health insurance company. So why exactly did he garner so much support? Well, we're about to find out how privatized healthcare works, and it might broaden your perspective a little bit. So, in the US, healthcare is largely privatized, meaning hospitals, pharmacies, and pharmaceutical firms operate like businesses, prioritizing profits. Unlike Germany's regulated system, though, the US lacks standardized pricing, which leads to wildly varying costs. So let's tackle the issue of insurance complexity. The US relies on a mix of private insurance and government programs, like Medicare and Medicaid, often resulting in high administrative costs, processing claims, negotiating contracts, and billing complexities inflate costs. Now, Germany, on the other hand, has a more unified system where statutory healthcare providers negotiate set prices with healthcare providers. Now, what about those pharmaceutical drug prices? What about that? As mentioned before, pharmaceutical drug prices in the US are unregulated, allowing companies to set sky-high prices. In Germany, drug prices are negotiated by government and insurance bodies, ensuring affordability. Let's dive into hospital costs real quick. American hospitals often charge ridiculously high fees for people who are uninsured or to fund cutting-edge technology and research. Now, get this. In Germany, hospitals receive funding directly from the government for their infrastructure, which greatly reduces patients' bills. So, what about the preventative care and focus? Well, Germany emphasizes preventative care through health checkups, which helps reduce the cost of chronic illnesses over.
This is a very perfect point. Like the Germans actually have checkups to prevent some kind of health issues. It's really good. You don't have to wait until you're down with illness, with some type of illness before you go to hospital. Even at the hospital when you need help the most, they call some outrageous price for you. Like it's really crazy. All right. So the German system is actually beautiful. Like they have regular checkups. I think this is going to help to prevent some of these illness. I really love the healthcare system in Germany. All right. And I think US healthcare system is more like a business. All right. It's like they don't really care about the importance of their people's health. I don't know. But that's just how I feel about it, okay?
over time. But in the US, preventative care is not used nearly enough, leading to expensive treatments for preventable diseases. As a lot of us know, there are some cultural factors that contribute to these disparities between the US and Germany, and Europe as a whole. For instance, the US healthcare system often prioritizes high-tech solutions and extensive testing, even when less costly options would definitely suffice. Now, Germany, which we all know is very advanced, focuses more on cost-efficient care. Let's talk about that universal coverage though. Germany ensures that every citizen has insurance coverage through a dual system of statutory and private health insurance, spreading costs across the population. Now, the US, on the other hand, has millions of uninsured individuals, leading to higher overall costs as providers recoup losses from the unpaid treatments. As far as that aspect of the healthcare insurance debacle between the US and Germany goes, Germany's universal approach to its healthcare insurance policy reduces costs greatly for its country, whereas the US's capitalistic approach is not too good when it comes to our pockets, all right? Our meaning fellow Americans' pockets. We're hurting right now. We are hurting, okay? So the real question is, why do most Americans not care about fixing this issue? And the answer is, honestly, it's not that we don't care. It's that we're exhausted. Healthcare in the US is a bureaucratic maze, and fighting the system feels impossible. You get stuck on the phone with your insurance company for hours, only to find out that they won't cover your claim because you used the wrong pen to fill out the form. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, who has the energy to fight that? Plus, we've been conditioned to think that this is as good as it gets. Politicians always say, oh, universal healthcare is way too expensive, while insurance CEOs rake in millions. So you can kind of see why the Luigi Mangione situation got the kind of traction it did.
We're following some breaking news. Alleged killer Luigi Mangione has pleaded not guilty to federal charges in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
And when someone like the United Healthcare CEO retires with a $100 million bonus, you start to wonder, who's really being taken care of here? Now let's dive into the German way of doing things. Now, if we hop across the pond to Germany, the healthcare system looks very different. Okay, Germans have a universal healthcare system that's funded by, get this, taxes. But here's the thing, it works. It actually works. Everyone's covered, whether you're rich, poor, or somewhere in between. In the US, we've got private insurance, public insurance, and whatever hot mess Medicare and Medicaid's trying to manage. All right, in Germany, they have Krankenkassen, sickness funds. Think of them like insurance companies without the greed. They're nonprofit, highly regulated, and they won't take advantage of your pockets. I promise. But most importantly, they can't deny your coverage. Hey, yeah, I need surgery. Sure. How much do you think that'll cost? And is that covered? Yeah, it's actually fully covered. In fact, that'll be $0. Okay, it's not completely free. Most Germans pay around 14% of their income to the system, split between them and their employer. But in exchange, they get affordable prescriptions, free doctor visits, and no surprise bills. So, what can we learn from Germany? First, healthcare does not have to be this damn complicated. Second, maybe, just maybe, healthcare shouldn't be a for-profit industry. And third, investing in people's health actually saves money in the long run. Shocking, I know. Look, I'm not saying the German system is perfect, but compared to the nightmare we have to deal with in America, it is perfection. At the end of the day, Americans just deserve better. We can all agree on that, right? We're tired of choosing between paying rent and going to the doctor. So maybe it's time to stop pretending that this is normal and start demanding some damn change. Because trust me, we can definitely do better than this. Other countries already have. Alright, so that's it for today. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all this, and if you're German, tell us how your system really works, and if what I let y'all know was even remotely close to being accurate. But until next time, stay healthy and keep asking questions.
Okay, this is indeed a wonderful video, right? Shout out to James Bray. All right, this is really an amazing video. Okay, so there's a lot that Americans actually need to learn from European countries. Like, healthcare system should be a top priority. Like, they should like find a way around it and make it better and not make people go crazy over bills. Like, they should at least start from copying or learning from Germans. All right, this is indeed a wonderful video. Okay, please share your thoughts and your opinion in the comment section. All right, and thank you for watching and see you guys on my next one. Bye.